Cats are desert-dwelling animals by origin, but the modern winter inside your home is a biological trap. This is the reason why 90% of your care efforts are actually working against their natural defense mechanisms. You turn up the heat, you offer extra treats out of love, you let them sleep for hours. But inside your cat's body, urine pH is shifting, renal osmotic pressure is spiking, and joints are silently calcifying. Today, we're decoding 7 deadly mistakes, especially error number 7, a medical phenomenon called thermal shock that can take a pet's life in minutes. Stay alert, because your cat will never cry out until it's far too late. Mistake number 1, feeding winter comfort portions. Many owners believe cats need extra fat to fight the cold. The phenomenon, you add an extra scoop of kibble thinking you're helping them prepare. The biological mechanism. However, in a heated indoor environment, cats consume almost zero energy to maintain body temperature. Increasing calories while their metabolic rate drops due to inactivity triggers temporary insulin resistance. Long-term consequence? This extra fat layer doesn't keep them warm. It creates inflammatory cytokines that worsen hidden joint pain and strains the heart. Expert action. Keep portions consistent, but increase the quality. Serve wet food warmed to exactly 38 degrees Celsius. This satisfies their appetite faster and protects their metabolic balance. Mistake number 2, skipping playtime because they just want to rest. The phenomenon, your cat sleeps more in winter, and you assume they need the extra sleep. The biological mechanism, your cat isn't resting, they are suffering from a disrupted circadian rhythm. The decrease in winter sunlight leads to a drop in serotonin, pushing their endocrine system into a pseudo-hibernation state. Long-term consequence? Without predatory play to release dopamine, cortisol levels rise, leading to irritability, weakened immunity, and even winter depression. Expert action. Use light therapy. Open the windows wide during the day and engage in 10 minutes of high-intensity play before sunset. This resets their internal clock and keeps their immune system sharp against winter viruses. Mistake number 3, sealing every window to trap heat. When you close your home to the winter cold, you inadvertently create a toxic gas chamber. The phenomenon, you notice the room feels warm and cozy while your cat spent the last 12 hours inches above the floor. The biological mechanism. Ammonia from the litter box and microscopic dust particles are heavier than oxygen. In a closed room, they settle at cat level. A cat's nasal mucosa is 40 times more sensitive than yours. Constant exposure burns these delicate membranes. Long-term consequence? This leads to chronic upper respiratory inflammation. Your cat isn't lazy, they are experiencing low-grade oxygen deprivation and lung fatigue. Expert action. Use the 10-minute flush. Open a window just a crack at the highest point of the room for 10 minutes daily. This creates a pressure difference that flushes out heavy ammonia without chilling the floor where your cat rests.
Mistake number 4. Lighting winter candles or using essential oil diffusers. That festive scent is a direct attack on your cat's internal organs. The phenomenon. You love the smell of cinnamon, pine, or eucalyptus, and your cat seems fine. Perhaps they just sneeze once or twice. The biological mechanism. Unlike humans, cats completely lack the glucuronal transferase enzyme in their liver. They cannot break down the phenols and terpenes found in these oils. To a cat, breathing these in is the biological equivalent of drinking a slow-acting poison. Long-term consequence? These toxins accumulate in the liver tissue every single day. You won't see symptoms now, but a year later, your cat may face sudden, chronic liver failure. Expert action. Swap chemical diffusers for cat-safe potpourri, dried organic rose petals, or valerian root. If you must use a candle, ensure it is 100% pure beeswax with a cotton wick, and never use it in the room where your cat sleeps. Mistake number 5, cranking up the heat without adding moisture. When you warm the air, you are literally dehumidifying your cat's internal organs. The phenomenon, you notice your cat isn't visiting the water bowl, and you assume they aren't thirsty. The biological mechanism. This triggers insensible water loss. Cats lose moisture through every breath in dry air. Because cats have a low thirst drive, a relic of their desert ancestors, they don't compensate by drinking more. Their blood becomes hyperviscous, and the renal osmotic pressure spikes. Long-term consequence? This thickens the urine, leading to the formation of microscopic crystals. It is the primary catalyst for chronic kidney disease in indoor cats. Expert action: perform the skin turgor test. Gently pinch the skin between your cat's shoulder blades. If it doesn't snap back instantly, they are already at 5% dehydration. Switch immediately to a 100% wet food diet hydrated with warm water. Mistake number 6, calling it winter laziness when it is actually chronic pain. The phenomenon: your cat sleeps in the same spot for 12 hours. They hesitate before jumping onto the sofa. You think they're just cozy. The biological mechanism? Evolution has programmed cats to hide pain. To show weakness is to invite predators. Cold weather causes the synovial fluid in their joints to thicken, increasing friction and inflammation. Long-term consequence? This creates a cycle of muscle atrophy. Because it hurts to move, they move less. Because they move less, their joints stiffen further, leading to permanent mobility loss. Expert action: perform the winter joint massage. Gently rub the muscles around the hips and shoulders for 2 minutes every morning, using the warmth of your palms. If the cat flinches or the tail twitches sharply, you are seeing a flare-up that requires veterinary attention. Finally, mistake number 7, the lethal thermal shock, allowing your cat to oscillate between extreme heat and sudden cold. The phenomenon: a cat roasts itself next to a space heater or on a thermal mat, then suddenly jumps onto a freezing tile floor or walks out to a cold balcony. The biological mechanism? This causes acute vasoconstriction. The vascular system, dilated from the intense heat, snaps shut instantly when hitting the cold. This forces a massive, sudden volume of blood back toward the heart and lungs. For senior cats or those with undiagnosed heart conditions, this thermal hammer can trigger acute heart failure or pulmonary edema. It is a silent killer that leaves no mark. Expert action: create thermal buffers. Never place a cat bed directly against a heater. Use a rug or a wooden platform between the heat source and the cold floor to allow the vascular system 30 seconds to adjust. So, how do we fix the winter biological trap? It is not about turning off the heater or letting your cat freeze. It's about balance and awareness. The expert strategy: 1. Hydrate by heat. Always warm their wet food to body temperature. This mimics the warmth of fresh prey and bypasses their low thirst drive. 2. The 2-minute morning ritual. Spend 120 seconds massaging their shoulders and hips. You are literally circulating the synovial fluid in their joints, preparing them for the day's movement. 3. The microventilation rule. A 10-minute air flush isn't a luxury, it's a respiratory necessity to clear out heavy ammonia and dust. Before you close this video, I want you to perform this 30-second winter safety check every single morning. Skin pinch, check for dehydration, snapback test. Ear touch, are the ears ice cold or burning hot? Both are signs of vascular stress. The buffer check, ensure there is a rug between their favorite heat source and the cold floor. The scent check, if you can smell it, their liver is fighting it. Keep the air pure. Your cat will never tell you it's hurting because it trusts you to already know. That is why your role as a wise guardian is so vital. True love isn't just about comfort, it's built on the science of understanding. By subscribing to this channel, you aren't just following a creator, you're joining a movement of owners who refuse to let their cats suffer in silence. If this video opened your eyes, share it with someone who loves their cat as much as you do. Let's make this winter safe for every feline. I'm your pet behavior and health expert. Keep them safe, keep them warm, and I'll see you in the next video.